Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yesterday we have fixed the destination that we have to reach through meditation. And the destination was freedom from body identification. Till such time we are identified with our body, whatever you may be doing to achieve anything in life is an attempt to fill in a pot which is kept upside down. Impossible. We come across many people who are extremely successful in their material world, in their family life, everything. Yet, there is no fulfillment in life. Fulfillment in life is we have no loose ends left to be tied before we conclude this drama. This doesn't happen. Because the basic error is not corrected. All the problems begin only because of this identity crisis as to who we are, who is suffering, who is enjoying, who has achieved, who has failed, that we never take into account. And as a result, we keep on struggling to jump from pillar to the post and suffer throughout life. But if we are little intelligent, we come to discover that the world is miserable because of two things. One is because they don't have, and because they have. Those who don't have children, they are miserable. Those who have children, they are super miserable. Those who are unmarried, they are miserable. Those who are married, I have no experience. See, the climax of the truth. When a man washes his face means he is going out of the house. But when a woman washes her face, means she is not going out. This is what the life is. So everything begins from body identification. And this body with which we are living is neither created by us nor listens to us. And yet the whole life is lived as the body, for the body, on everybody. And thereafter, all somebodies are born. So yesterday we told you there are three things. One is nobody. There is a saying in English, nobody is happy. It is true. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always miserable. One is nobody. Second is buddy. And third is somebody. So nobody is life expressing through the body. Without identification with the body is nobody. See, like you take an example. The other day I was in India and somebody's grandmother was in coma, so I went and bless her, whatever blessing I had to do. Then after 2 days the man came, he said, Swamiji, by your blessings, God has lifted her, she was suffering. I said, listen, don't cheat yourself. You cannot cheat me, but don't cheat yourself also. He said, what is the cheating? I said, do you know, a person who is in coma, he never suffers. The one who has to pay the bills, they suffer. It is a dead investment. It is not a startup, it is a close-up. Because life is expressing through the body without body identification. That is nobody. Living in coma with wisdom is Jivan Mukti, is liberation. See? The second is body. So we start living first either as a nobody, It is the goal of our life. Second is as a body. When we live as a body, we will have all the problems related to the body. Body is born, body is growing upward, then the sideward, then the figure and the health and the disease and the old age. Everything is associated. You cannot get rid of it. But then these doctors, they create havoc. They don't allow the people to die. See, what will you do by keeping somebody alive very long old age? See, friends, but that is how we live, either as nobody or as a body. And once we live as a body, then the next generation is born. After body identification, there is somebody, mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. Now be attentive. Who is miserable? Nobody is not miserable. Body is not miserable. It is this somebody who is miserable. See? And this somebody, if you inquire, is this somebody a reality? In the deep sleep, where is mother, where is father, where is husband, where is wife? That husband who doesn't dare look at his wife with open eyes, at night he snores loudly. Where from the courage comes? Because he is no more a husband. Aha! So who was afraid? It was the husband. Now where the husband has gone in deep sleep? Nowhere. Because he is nowhere. So these non-existing entities, they are suffering in life. Now multiply this example. It's not only husband, mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. Where do are existing? They exist nowhere. Therefore, meditation is first understand these basics. And thereafter, now what will be the natural outcome of this understanding? Meditation will be, we have to live as somebody functioning through the body without becoming the body. That is meditation. And for that, yesterday we have seen, through the asana, when we practice asana properly, normally these yoga people, for them yoga means what? Acrobatics. Twisting the body is yoga, but actually straightening the mind is the yoga. But their whole life goes only twisting the body. Is everybody able to hear properly? Yes or no? Ravi, everybody is please don't play. Everybody is okay. You come and sit down. See, your attention is not on what I am talking. Your attention is on the people. Therefore, you have gone there. Everybody is able to hear. Don't get disturbed. Don't worry about others. Take care of yourself. Spiritual life is not social work. Those who have to listen, they will listen. Those who don't have to listen, they don't listen. Do you think when I am talking, I am imagining that you are all listening? No. Why I am talking? I want to talk, that's it. And I don't care whether you understand or don't understand. It helps me. But if I struggle, one person asked me this question. Swamiji, in Singapore airport. Swamiji, I am your fan. I said, okay, keep moving. He said, you have been talking around the world, going, and people don't change. Don't you feel bad about it? I said, am I mad or what? Why should I feel bad? I don't want them to improve. They should suffer. Then only my market is maintained. Do you know the prayers of the doctors? Sarve bhavantu roginaha. We say Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Doctor said, let everybody be unhealthy, then only their market is maintained. Exactly the same way, our market is Sarve bhavantu ajnaninaha. Let everybody be ignorant, then we are wise among the fools. See friends, spiritual life is be aware of your own being. Don't get involved with anything in this world. This world has always been like this. See? You will come to discover one day by God's grace, it is always somebody who is disturbed. Find out that somebody, where from he is born. See? So, we have to function through the body and no more live as the body. What is happening presently? We are living as the body, for the body, on everybody. This is the freedom we have to gain. And for that, yesterday we have seen this yoga, that means asana, how these asanas help us get out of the body identification. But instead of practicing the asana practice for body disidentification, we are concerned about health of the body. Healthy people are problems for the society. Have you ever seen any terrorist going with his gun in the hand and asking other person, hey, please hold for a moment, I got a back pain? They are healthy. Health without wisdom is terrorism. See, friends, health cannot be the goal of life. Therefore, yoga, asanas are done. The goal is freedom from body identification. Then we are practicing asana properly. And this is what Bhagwan Patanjali says in his Yoga Shastra. Sthira Sukham Asanam. This is the definition of asana according to Patanjali Maharshi. Sthira Sukham, steady bliss, not steady body. Simply sitting in one asana for 10 hours without movement. All our buffaloes in India are great yogis. They don't move. Even if a truck comes, they look at the truck fellow and say, so what? Take a detour. They don't get disturbed. Sthira Sukham. We should be steadily happy and happily steady. This is meditation. Now, if you observe this, what you have achieved, movements have stopped. Without doing anything, like the children play the statue game, you all have become statue. Where there is a movement, there is samsara. Where there is no movement, there is Paramatma. This experience is like you talk, but your maunam, your silence is not disturbed. You walk, but your asana, posture is steady. You sleep, but your samadhi is never compromised. And this all happens only by the basics if they are clear. And the clarity in basics is first destination in our spiritual practice is freedom from body identification. So after going through the asana, where we were told Sthira Sukham Asanam, And how this Chirasukam Asanam happens, the technique is given by the teacher. Prayatna Shaithilya, effortlessness. Wherever there are efforts, somebody is born. Wherever there are efforts, we are not normal. Those who are hard of hearing, they have to put a lot of efforts. And then they get tired. But those who are having normal audibility, then they don't get tired. Therefore, Prayatna Shaithilya, freedom from efforts can happen when we merge in the Ananta Samapattibhyam, when we merge in the infinite. So, meditation is a journey from the virtual reality to the actual reality. Meditation is a journey from what you think you are to what you actually are. Meditation is a journey from the finite to the infinite. Meditation is a journey wherein you don't begin and you don't end. Meditation is a journey wherein you don't reach anywhere. And the basis of all this is only freedom from body identification. At this moment, if you observe your own mind, is there any notion in your mind that you are a man or woman, rich or poor, in India or in America, educated, uneducated, healthy, unhealthy? No. The experience is only that of being. Being is natural, becoming is artificial. This poise remains 24/7. Like we learn swimming only once in the lifetime. After we learn swimming, we never forget it. Because swimming is not learned like mathematics, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Swimming is not remembered like we remembered the tables. Swimming is not a concept which is likely to change. Swimming is an experience where swimmer is not born. Exactly the same way. This experience remains 24/7. This is what Bhagavan Shankara says, Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati 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 eva. And this can be attained by everyone without exception, provided the clarity is there. The meditation is freedom from body identification. And in this, you don't have to believe. You find your own experience and analyze and learn and grow. We become somebody only after body identification. When there is no body identification, there is nobody. When there is nobody, there is no samsara. When there is no samsara, there is all happiness. But what happens? We are seeking happiness. We are not discovering happiness. Don't seek happiness, discover happiness. Discover means what? Which is already there, but it is covered. Like my shirt is covered by the shawl. Then, when I remove this cover of the shawl, the shirt is not created, it is already there. Whatever is discovered is not created. Whatever is created is going to be lost. See? Therefore, this point we should be very clear and emphatic about it. Meditation means freedom from body identification. For that, we have done asana. Now, today we learn pranayama. Why I give so long introduction? Only to be very clear. Pranayama is not for your asthma or your blood pressure or your digestion. That will be cow dung. It will happen as a byproduct. That is not the purpose. The purpose of pranayama is we are able to separate ourselves, the mind and the body separately. That is the purpose. So for that we must know the morphology, anatomy of our personality. Presently what we think, that I am inside the body and the world is outside. So till such time, the concept of inside and outside is valid, samsara remains. When this concept of inside and outside is invalid, samsara disappears. Now understand this principle by analyzing experiences. This object is in my pocket, inside. This camera is outside. Camera is inside the hall. Shoes are outside the hall. Shoes are inside the building. Car is outside the building. Car is inside the compound of the temple. Road is outside the compound of the temple. So in, out happens when there is a reference point which determines what is in and what is out. Now, when we are snoring away in deep sleep, that time we are inside the body or outside the body. That time we are inside the room or outside the room. That time we are in USA or in India. That time we are in 2019 or 1920. That time we are man or woman, married or unmarried. Everything disappears. But we continue to exist. Meaning, our existence is independent of the body. The body is because of me. I am not because of the body. See, friends. And this can happen with proper understanding only. There is no other way. So this notion that I am inside the body and the world is outside begins because of the body identification. So what we have to do now? Now we again start analyzing our own experiences. You are seeing me, I am seeing you. Now where this knowledge is happening? This knowledge is happening in the mind. Now, this knowledge that is happening in the mind, where? Inside the body or outside the body? Think. Have we thought about it? Never. We lead mechanical life. Object is in the mind, then only the knowledge happens. And the mind must be in me, then only the knowledge can happen to me. Therefore, mind is both inside and outside. That inside outside is created because of the wall of the body identification. That which is not included in the mind doesn't exist for us. The other day I had some problem with my toe. My friend operated and he gave local anesthesia to my big toe. And after 15 minutes he said, are you feeling anything? I said, yes, I am feeling sentimental. You are taking so much care of me. He said, not about that. Are you feeling any touch here? I said, where? That means I had no touch there. He said, now you can observe the operation. Nothing will happen to you. So I was sitting in the chair, put my leg on the stool. He took the scalpel and started cutting it and opening and removing and then blood coming out and stitching. And I was observing, nothing happened to me. That day I discovered this principle. All experiences happen in the mind. Body has no experience. My dear friends, we have taken care of everything in this world. Our house should be nice, furniture should be good, it should be beautifully located, there should be greenery outside and fire inside. See? Now what care we have taken about our mind? Zero. We never take care of the mind. What we do with the mind? Complain. Mind is very disturbed. Mind is very angry. Whose mind is angry? Who is disturbed? Our mind. Have we taken any care for the mind? See, friends, then it ends up in logic, arguments. I said this, you said this. Our whole life goes. See, my friends, therefore, now be attentive. Body is the content and the container is the mind. In the container of the mind is the content of the body. Like hall space and total space. Are they separate? They are one. Then why we call it as a hall space and total space? Because we have given undue importance to the walls. You pull the walls, will the hall space go out to mix with the total space? In the same manner, like the space, mind is one. There are not separate minds. Therefore, the principle is the same everywhere. So, in the mind is the body. Our present understanding is the mind is in the body. This is the upside down understanding. See, my friends, now be attentive. Body is the contents, mind is the container. Now to understand this, take an example of a fruit, banana. Now if you see banana, if it is a raw banana, not properly ripened, and you want to remove the skin, it will not be done properly. And if the banana fruit is properly ripened and you want to remove the skin, it comes out very easily. Now, if you further analyze, you come to know there are three factors involved. One is the skin, second is the layer which connects the skin and the banana fruit, which are kind of threads, which we remove. We don't eat that. And the third thing is the fruit that we eat. Exactly the same way. in the skin of the mind is the fruit of the body, which is held together by the prana, by the breathing process. Three things. And therefore, the breathing controls the association of body and the mind. And if the breathing stops, then the body and the mind are separated. That separation of the body and the mind is called the death of the body. Mind never dies. That is why the saying, dead and gone. Body died, mind has gone. Get this point across. So, mind, below the mind is the layer of prana, the life force, which expresses as breathing, and inside is the body. Now, we'll go still further. Suppose I have this object in my hand. Normally we have the phones in our hand. And what happens on the airports particularly, you have to write something, some form to be filled in. So you don't want to leave the phone anywhere lest you forget. So we hold on the phone also. And then we take the pen in our hand and we start writing. So our hold on the object will influence our handwriting, is it not? It will not be normal handwriting. Then you remove this object and then take the same pen and write. Handwriting will be original. Exactly the same way. When the body is included in the mind will think always with reference to the body. Be very attentive. Mind cannot think without a reference. Is it not true? Some reference is needed. So when we are identified with the body, reference is body. Then what the mind will think? Mind will think with reference to body. My house, my property, my wife, my children, my problem, my health, my disease, my husband, my wife. See? The reference is body. When the body reference is dropped in deep sleep or in dream, there are no thoughts pertaining to that body. See? And it is these thoughts which convert the consciousness into mind. This morning when I was sitting with the Lord, this beautiful thing was given to me. I was so happy. I like moving in oceans, seas, beaches. It's the most favorite place of my life. So when I was moving, this time when I went to Mexico, there is a place called Bacalar, and in that Bacalar is a huge ocean-like lagoons, clean, sweet waters, 7, 8 of them, and then ultimately they merge in the ocean. This itself looks like an ocean. So, when I was there, when we reached, it was the daytime. So many boats were running here and there, and the lagoon waters were all the time, full of waves, up and down, up and down. That was one experience. Next day, early morning at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I got up and went outside my room just to see the expanse of the lagoon. Not even a ripple, as if it was a glass sheet. Steady. And I was enjoying the whole thing. And then from somewhere, one small fish came to the surface of the water, and because of that movement of the fish from inside the water, slowly ripples started coming on the surface of the water, very slowly. And again they died. That gave me the best experience. Our mind gets thoughts either because of the worldly influence, or the mind gets disturbances from within because of the wrong memories. Ashantasya kuta sukham. So, when we are sitting quiet, you will come to discover either we get disturbed because of something happening outside and we become angry. These people, they don't understand I am doing meditation, they make all noise only this time. Otherwise, they will sleep. Now only they are awake. Angry. External. When there is external quietness inside, I don't know how many years I have been doing meditation, nothing has happened. The mantra which was given to me, I think it is not a powerful mantra. I should go in for guru shopping, do some other mantra. See? So two disturbances come to us: external source and internal memories. Internal memories are like the fish I told you in the example, coming from within the waters and slowly trying to peep out and go back. Enough to disturb. And when we are able to understand properly that as long as the mind is holding on to the body identification, there cannot be freedom from thoughts. Thoughtful mind is a disturbed mind. Thought-free mind is a happy mind. And therefore, pranayama is done to achieve this freedom from body identification. Now the next step. Normally we breathe 15 times per minute. Healthy breathing is 15 times per minute. So it comes to 200 and 1600 times per 24 hours. And we do not breathe very methodically. Depending upon the situation, breathing happens. And as a result, our system is not cleaned of the metabolic toxins because we keep on eating whole day. Now, whatever we eat, what happens to that food? First part of the food goes into formation of the tissues of the body. Second part of the food goes to provide energy for the mind and the body systems and the prana. And the remaining unwanted, undigested, rejected part of the food is thrown out of the body as either solids, liquids, or gases. Solids are thrown out of the body, unwanted food after metabolism and digestion is the fecal material. The liquids go out as urination, and the gaseous toxins keep on accumulating in the bloodstream. I am not talking about the gas emissions, that is not the one. That is fermentation. It is not metabolism. So, these gaseous toxins which are accumulated in the body, they keep on accumulating and the blood becomes saturated with those unwanted toxins which are in the form of the gases, and then they keep on depositing in the joints. Therefore, when you break your joints, Nothing is broken. But when you break the joints, you feel relieved, is it not? What is that relief? Because in those joints, those toxins have accumulated and there was a tension developed. Because they are toxins, they either eat the bone heads or they start affecting the cartilaginous disc if it is there, or they start dehydrating the synovial fluid. And as a result, as the age grows, the joint pain begins. Therefore, in Ayurveda, it is called a Sandhi Vata. Vata is air. These are the toxins. Sandhi is the joint. So all these toxins which are accumulated, they create all health problems. And when we do pranayam properly, what happens? These accumulated toxins are thrown out of the body. Like every day we have to go once or twice to the toilet, 2-3 times for urination. Exactly the same way, we have to practice pranayam at least twice a day, thrice a day, so that all these toxins are removed from the body. And what these toxins do? These toxins are responsible for irritating the mind. One day, one person came to me and he was asking me some question. So I said, before you ask me a question, I want to ask you a question. He said, what is it, sir? I said, my question is, are you married? He said, no, my face is like that. A married person has got a very unique face. In the same manner, if you have constipation, you will have a very unique face. क्या हो गया? These days, stomach is not well. So the constipation creates such a miserable expression. The constipation of the toxins in the bloodstream creates agitations. And such people are so disturbed. Be attentive. Nobody wants to think good or bad. But can we stop thinking? Because inside there is somebody poking. Like wherever you are sitting, just imagine, for the sake of imagination, there is a small stone below you. Small one. Initially, that small stone's protuberance will be absorbed by your biological padding. But after some time, then the same stone will start troubling you. And every now and then, again you sit down. Exactly the same way. These toxins, they start irritating the mind. And although we don't want to think, we will have to think. And therefore, when this pranayama is done, slowly, slowly, the hold of the mind on the shape of the body is released. And the individual mind merges in the total mind. Now be attentive. In a small room, if there is a dead rat rotting, it will be a dirty smell. Or in a small room, there is a fragrance, the whole room will be fragrant. But in the total space, let the whole world rot, no bad smell. Let there be huge mountains of fragrance, no smell. Exactly the same way. Individual mind, all the time, merge in the total. Ha ha. So, whatever pranayama is done, to get freedom from body identification. If that is not achieved, all what we are doing is okay, but it is not useful. If this is clear, now we come to the last stage. Now, how to do pranayam, what is the meaning of pranayam, etc. Now, there are many of them. You all know them. I won't tell you that. I tell you that which has helped me. whatever way you sit down as you are sitting now. And first of all, I am explaining, don't do, only understand, then you do it. So first, we squeeze our diaphragm inside upward because lungs are pervading the thorax, the lower lobes and the upper lobes. There are four lobes. When we breathe, we hardly breathe to fill the total lung capacity. Only superficially we breathe. As a result, the toxins keep on accumulating. So we have to throw them out. So, first for understanding, I'll use the word stomach and the chest, but we mean only the lungs. So, first we squeeze the stomach inside and upward. That will create a compression of the lungs and all the air will be thrown out. Then slowly first fill in your stomach, that means lower lobes of the lungs fully, and that time your stomach will be bulged. After that is done, then the thoracic portion of the lungs, then that we fill in with the air, so the chest will be lifted up. And don't hold, don't do kumbhaka. Then slowly again empty the chest by slowly breathing out. And then again squeeze the stomach inside upward so that the lower lobes are fully squeezed out. This process, if it is done properly and slowly, you will be able to do maximum 3 or 2 or 4 times per minute. Normally we do 15 times per minute. When this is done slowly, deeply, the frequency will be reduced, but it will be more exhausting. It will remove all the toxins. And when you continue this for some time, then what is the next step, we will tell you when we reach to that point. So as you are sitting, sit properly. Like yesterday I told you, let your weight of the body land on the sitting bones. Your hands are in your lap. Now first, psychological adjustment. We are here by our own choice. There is no compulsion. Therefore, we are happy. In our heart is our Guru and the Lord. They guide and protect us from within respectively. At this moment, we are Mr. Nobody. All our total past is dropped. We don't plan what we will do after meditation. Therefore, our future is closed. Now, in the present, we are fully committed to this and this alone. So, I repeat the process and then you start. First, squeeze your stomach inside upward, that will empty your lungs. Then slowly fill in the lower portion of the lungs and then the chest. Don't hold. Then again slowly breathe out from the chest and then breathe out from the lower part of the lungs by squeezing the diaphragm inside upwards. Now you begin. After some time, we'll give some observations and instructions. You can start. Please continue and also listen. Our breathing in and breathing out doesn't take equal time. We have to consciously be aware that the time required for breathing in and out is approximately same. Do not count like it is told in pranayam 1 2 3 4, 1 to 8 and 1 to 16. Don't do that. That will create mind. Second thing, the frequency of our breathing in and out is reduced considerably from 15 to very less as 2, 3, 4. So now be aware of the equality of time for breathing in and breathing out. Now breathe normally. You will see that your breathing has become very slow and very shallow. To that extent, the body and the mind are being separated. The shape, the size, the contour line of the mind, of the body has slowly disappeared. Now our experience is without any boundary and the concept of inside and outside. Now we just are without being inside or outside. So the individual mind as merge in the total mind, like an ice cube fallen in the ocean slowly dissolves in the waters. Because this is a thought free experience, it cannot be compared with anything like this or like that. The mind being free from thoughts because of the old habits, many seekers go to sleep because the training given to the mind when no thoughts go to sleep. And when the seeker is likely to enter the sleep without his knowledge, the symptoms are the breathing becomes deeper and deeper. So be aware that the breathing remains slow and shallow. And when again the body identification is likely to happen, the speed of breathing increases. Therefore, these two parameters, breathing must be extremely slow and shallow, will help the mind to drop the body individuality and merge with the total mind. This total mind is responsible for maintaining life in the body. Total mind is like the gold, individual mind is like the ornament. Ornaments change, gold doesn't. Individual mind disappears, total mind is one. not try to see something. Remain indifferent to the thoughts. Do not fight with the mind. Take deep breath once or twice, very slow. As the deep breathing happens, the mind takes the shape of this particular body. Move the toes and the fingers slowly. Now the concept that I am inside the body and the world is outside has become very real. And the samsara begins. Offer this experience at the feet of the Lord. Don't make any memory. Infinite cannot be repeated. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om